Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your 2018 year ahead astrology forecast, as well as I'm including some information from 2019 and 2020. And the reason is because there is a very big lineup happening in 2020 with Saturn and Pluto coupled together in Capricorn, and your ruling planet Jupiter will also join them in 2020. And Jupiter expands whatever it touches, and Mars will also join them in February and March. And with Saturn and Pluto coupled together like this for all of 2020, they're going to initiate a new economic cycle. They're going to reset the economy as we know it. They're going to reset the governments and corporations and so on as we know it today. And we're building towards that right now. We're already seeing the beginnings of this with Saturn in Capricorn. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you get to January 2018, because the Capricorn new moon has 6 planets in Capricorn. Sun and the moon, Mercury and Venus, and Saturn and Pluto, all in Capricorn at the new moon. Now this brings the action to what you love and value, your money, your self-worth, your self-respect, self-appreciation, what you truly value on a personal level. Anything you put the word my in front of, my house, my money, my spirituality, my well-being, my cat, my dog, and so on. And it's also the area of your talents, gifts, and abilities. So with this very big focus here now for the next few years, you're going to be very much focused on how you can increase your prosperity, create work that builds your money, and for some of you, instead of living paycheck to paycheck, but really building wealth. Really looking at what holds true value for you, not just financial, but personally. What is it that you really love and value? What is it that you want? This is the area of what you want. When Saturn was in Sagittarius, it was about redefining who you are. Who am I? Now it's, what am I? What do I want? And we often associate Capricorn with business and goals and ambition. It's also about spirituality. It is about that mountain goat climbing the highest mountain to your mighty I am presence, to your higher self, to your God consciousness, and pulling in that God consciousness so that you're making choices from a higher consciousness and not just from the egoic consciousness. It is the symbol of the sea goat with the fish tail. And that is about using business mastery with compassion. So this is a time for you to really focus on how you're making money, how you're creating wealth for yourself, and what you can do to increase your abundance. Now, Pluto's been going through there for the last 10 years. Pluto entered this part of your life in 2008. And so you've been renovating, and Pluto, tears down and builds up. So you've been tearing down and building up in this area. Now with Saturn in there, this is about new goals or setting up new structures for yourself that is going to increase your wealth and abundance. And it's really significant when Saturn and Pluto couple together. Even when Saturn moves off into Aquarius, he'll move into Aquarius March 23rd, 2020, but he'll be back in Capricorn July 2nd, 2020. I feel like Mercury's already retrograde because my words don't want to form. Wow! And so then he'll be back in Aquarius December 30th, 2020. So most of the year in 2020 is spent in Capricorn. But even when he visits Aquarius, it's still coupled with Pluto because they're still close enough together to keep that coupling going all year, which is very significant and important for this reset that's coming. And for you, it is in the area of your money, your wealth building, your investments, what you invest in personally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, how you invest your time, your energy, your heart into whatever you're pouring yourself into. And so Saturn is the one that gets us to what we want. But Saturn's a pain in the butt, and he's relentless. And so he is the one that brings you to making more money, getting a promotion, expanding business, whatever it is you want. But he always points out where we're off, where we're not reaching the mark, where we don't have it right. And so, there's self-correction that we have to make along the way. And that's not fun. So we never associate Saturn with fun. Jupiter we associate with fun. Now, Jupiter is your ruling planet, and he's working behind the scenes for you until November 8th. Then he comes home to Sagittarius. Mark your calendar for November 8th, because Jupiter will be in your sign November and December, and for most of 2019, he doesn't enter Capricorn until December 3rd, I believe, 2019. And so this is really good news for you. So mark your calendar. I know it's something out there, to look forward to, but Jupiter is not really happy in Scorpio because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Jupiter is a sky god. He rules the sky. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, who rules the underworld. And so with Jupiter in Scorpio visiting the underworld, he's not really happy there. So, we make the best of it, right? I mean, it's great for Scorpios and the water signs. However, for the fire signs, and especially you've been waiting a long time for this, but the reward is coming. And it's going to be a big payday. Jupiter is coming home, which means he is 1,000 times stronger in Sagittarius than he is in Scorpio. And he's coming right into your first house. So any planets you have in Sagittarius are going to be boosted up, uplifted, empowered, encouraged. And you're going to see a really big payday here in 2018, 2019, and 2020, because he's not going to stop. He's going to join them in that area of your money. And so it is going to improve for you over these next few years. And I think this is why intuitively I was just getting, I need to include 2020. And then part of me is like, oh my gosh, I'm taking it out so far. Do I want to take it out that far? But then I'm thinking, it really is starting now, and we're building towards it. So I may as well get going and talk about it now. And of course, I'll talk about it in the months ahead. And of course, in next year and when we approach 2020. But for you, with him in this area of secrets and behind the scenes, if any of you are having a secret romance going on, you definitely want to be careful with that, especially if you're already attached. If you're committed to someone else, or you're married and you're having some fun out there, it could be costly. It could come back to bite you. And so just be aware of that, with Jupiter behind the scenes like this, there can be that part of you that just wants to hide away with your secret lover. But the lovers can get discovered. And then what are you going to do? And so, what's good about it is working behind the scenes, working on projects, working on things, and getting ready to launch when Jupiter returns home, because it is going to be powerful for you, and probably in a way you haven't seen in years. This type of positive energy working for you, and you really do want to take advantage of it. And it will be amazing when he gets into Sagittarius. Now, another interesting thing that's happening here in 2018 is Mars is going to camp out in Aquarius for 5 months. Mars will be in Aquarius May 16th through August 12th, and then he's back in again September 10th through November 15th. He will retrograde June 26th through August 27th. Mars comes with a sword, and anybody that asks you your opinion, they better look out, because you're just going to be blazing. Well, here's what I think about this. And so it's going to be interesting. Now, Aquarius sextiles you, and that's very uplifting and inspiring. So you're going to enjoy Mars in this part of your life. It's the area of communication, speaking, writing, teaching, social media. Oh, that's another one too. You may want to be careful, because, you know, when you start typing out there and it's out, once it's on the internet, even if you think you've deleted it, it can still be out there. And you can't pull it back in once it's out there. So be aware that you are going to have the gift to gab, the gift of gab. You're going to have the gift of gabbing in 5 months of this year. And with Mars there, you're going to be, you know, very energetic and active in your vocabulary, in your messaging, in your speaking, writing, talking, socializing. Very fun, dynamic energy, but just be careful, because it could come back to bite you. Anything you say can and will be fill in the blank. And so, you know, I do like this energy though, because Aquarius is an air sign, and the air feeds the fire, and you're a fire sign, and the fire grows and feels good and uplifted and inspiring. And it's going to make for a very busy social life, or busy in the community, busy in short distance travel. But be careful during that retrograde period, because that's when problems can happen. Cars can break down, or you can misread a situation, and you know, just be aware. But I'll go into it very deeply when I do the monthly forecast. This is a general forecast for Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Sagittarius, Sagittarius rising, or a major influence of Sagittarius in your natal chart or progress chart. A progress chart is where I take your natal chart and I turn it to today. You're always growing, you're always progressing. Some are growing a little bit, some are shooting off. And you've been going through massive, rapid growth for many years now, especially these last few years with Saturn in your sign, but of course with Pluto in that area of what you personally love and cherish, doing all of that renovation for the last 10 years. It has been extremely challenging in many respects. And so the eclipses are still happening in Leo and Aquarius for most of the year, but that is shifting too. And you have the first total lunar eclipse in Leo on January 31st. And that's in the area of what you believe. Long distance travel, your religion, your philosophy, your superconscious mind, your truth, your wisdom. And it's going to really open a door here at this time. Now, some things may complete and some things may begin at this time. Seeds could be planted that get finished in August at the August 11th solar eclipse in Leo. That'll be the finishing touches on whatever gets begun for you here. Maybe you're evolving out of beliefs that you have. Maybe you are telling a different story. We all have a story to tell. Maybe you're telling a different story about your life or your situation because you have evolved over these years, that you see life from a different perspective, or you have different beliefs. As we evolve, our beliefs evolve. Another thing to nourish and nurture is your belief around money and prosperity. You want to make sure that you have a healthy attitude about your prosperity so that you can set a new foundation with Saturn there and build new structures that will attract greater wealth for you, and that's what it's about. Now, The Leo eclipse on the 31st of January will be followed by the solar eclipse in Aquarius at 27 degrees Aquarius. And that's in your communication area. That's where Mars is about to enter. And so that's really getting activated and heated up with day-to-day consciousness, higher consciousness, communication, short distance travel, long distance travel, communicating in the community, communicating locally, communicating all over the planet. And it is about spreading your wings far and wide and using communication tools to get the word out, share your story, share your experience, and prosper. Now, the next eclipse is going to be a solar eclipse in Cancer. Now, this is the first one, and that'll happen July 13th at 21 degrees Cancer, and that's going to bring the action to shared resources, your partner's resources, other people's values, money owed to you, money that comes to you that's other than earned income, as well as trust. How do you earn trust? How do you keep trust? How do you get trust? All about trust, and I'll talk about that, in July as well as in 2019 and 2020, because the eclipses are going to move from Leo, Aquarius to Cancer, Capricorn. Now, the lunar eclipse that follows the Cancer solar eclipse is back in Aquarius in that area of communication. And the final eclipse will be August 11th at 19 degrees Leo in that area of what you believe is possible for you and what your wisdom is and philosophy. And if you have a strong philosophy, you can get through anything. Now, another thing that's very significant here is January 2nd, Uranus goes direct. And it isn't until Jupiter goes retrograde on March 8th, we have this wide window of opportunity. And all the planets are direct. So January, February, and first week in March, all the planets are direct. That is the universe prompting you to move forward, to go after what you want, to start a new business, to go for a new job, to get promoted in what you're doing. And this is exciting. And this is new. I've not seen such a wide window of all the planets direct for such a long time, and quite some time now. And so this is very significant and important. And, this is opening things up for you in a major way so that you really can build that strong financial foundation that you want. And then the North Node is going to leave Leo November 6th and enter Cancer November 7th, 2018, and will be in Cancer May 5th, 2020. So the North Node is moving from what do I love, living from my heart, to nourishing and nurturing you and focusing on what you need to build that wealth in your life. Because then the eclipses are moving from the communication area to your financial area, your personal foundation, your personal money foundation, and other people's money and foundation. So like what you love and value, what other people love and value, what you value as important, and what your partner or other people value as important. And so this is very significant. So here's another significant shift happening in here this year that's going to carry us well into 2020. And there's 3 retrogrades with Mercury this year, and they're all in fire signs. And that's really good because, dealing with Mercury retrograde, is such a challenge in communication. But in the fire signs, it's more fun, it's more easier to navigate and uplifting. And the first one will be in Aries, March 22nd through April 15th. And that's in the area of true love and romance for you, creative self-expression. Then the next one will be in Leo, and that's going to be a really interesting time, July 26th through August 18th, because we have the eclipses going on in there. We have Mars retrograde. It is going to be really interesting to see, what gets revealed at that time, because retrogrades can bring things out that are hidden. All this stuff is coming out about all these politicians and celebrities and all the creepy stuff they've been doing. So I think it's not going to stop, to be honest, because with Saturn in Capricorn, Capricorn rules integrity. And with this big focus building up in integrity, it is going to be about people first, then the environment, and then profit, and not greed at the expense of people, at the expense of the environment, and certainly not the expense of women. It's been outrageous for far too long, and women deserve to be treated equally and with respect, and we're going to see more and more of this coming out in the weeks and the months ahead and the years ahead about making the system fair for people, for women and men, as well as all walks of life, and this is a good thing. So we really do need this reset. We need things to be made fair for not just those at the top, but for everyone. And then the final Mercury retrograde will be in Sagittarius, November 16th through December 6th, and that's an opportunity for you to rethink things, reevaluate what you're doing, and really honing in on this Jupiter and Sagittarius energy. But what a way, you end the year on such a high note with Jupiter coming home, and with this final eclipse in Leo, it is about you finally being ready to make a break from the past and charge off fearlessly into your future. And that's what's happening here. And you'll really feel that when Jupiter gets into Sagittarius. And that could be it too with you, where you are, you're feeling it in January. It's like really stirring. You're ready to, burn the past and blaze forward into your future. But it's not quite time yet. You still have to get your ducks in a row. There's certain things you have to finish and get done. And, but be patient, because there's a reason that things are delayed. Saturn delays things until the timing is right. But then when it's right, it really works. Now, Saturn and Uranus are still trining all year in Capricorn, and Uranus enters Taurus in May 15th. Uranus enters Taurus, and then he re-enters Aries November 6th, and then he's back in Taurus for good March 6th and 2019. And so with Uranus crossing into Taurus, some of you are changing your work. Some of you need to change your work, or your work is changing, or how you work is changing, because you want more freedom in what you do. And this is good, because these changes that are coming in are going to increase your income. So whatever changes you make, it will stabilize your income or increase your income. And it's important to set your intention to create greater wealth here in 2018, 2019, and 2020. And Saturn and Uranus are going to be harmonizing all year for most of the year in 2019. They've been harmonizing for most of the year in 2017. But now in the earth signs, it is about your well-being, your health, improving your health. It's about increasing your abundance, and that's very significant. Now, Jupiter is harmonizing with Pluto and Neptune all of this year as well, which can be very beneficial for you in healing your heart, healing your body, being intuitive, as well as increasing your abundance. Because with Jupiter and Pluto sextile, this can increase prosperity for you, and that goes exact January 15th, April 14th, and September 12th. So those are dates to pay attention to, and of course I'll go into detail when I do these in the months ahead, speak about this. But that is absolutely an economic booster for you. So those of you open for love and available for love, you still have Uranus in there, stimulating the sex drive and romance department, which is very good and optimistic. And, so you could absolutely meet someone at this time. It may not come until the end of the year when Jupiter gets into Sagittarius that someone is brought to you, but who knows? Love can happen anywhere, anytime, at any moment. And, so be available and go for it. For those of you coupled, this is a time to heal the relationship, heal each other, have fun at home, do things at home that are nourishing and nurturing for the relationship, the union, the liaison, and absolutely focus there. Career, this is a time for you to really think about what you can be doing to build wealth for yourself and get into something that is an authentic expression of you. See, this is where Uranus changes people. It changes us. If we're not in something that's an authentic reflection of who you really are, then, this is a time where you can be moved out of it. And so find something that you love to do, or find something that you feel is liberating and exciting and puts a freshness into your work, a freshness into your life. But there is strong energy in here for you to move up in what you're doing, because Virgo rules what you do in the world and Taurus rules how you work. And there's a grand earth trine with Saturn and Capricorn now to Uranus and Taurus up to that area of what you do in the world. So whatever you're doing, you can move up in it and make more money, which is absolutely here in the stars for you. Spiritually, if you're listening, if you're meditating, if you're taking that time to tune in to the inner being and really listen to the downloads that are coming in for you big time from your mighty I Am presence into you, you can really feel your spirituality blossoming and growing. Health, how is your health? With Uranus moving in that area, it is an opportunity to innovate what you're doing to improve your health. And you want to do that because your wealth is in your health. And the better you feel, the better life is. And you're here to feel good and be happy and focused and be ready for building those new structures. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google Plusing my videos. Sagittarius, you're rocking awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your astrology, what's coming up for you in 2018, 2019, and 2020, it's very easy. The link is below in the Show More section. It's also up in the cards. You go to my astrology page, you purchase a consultation. Upon checkout, you get the link to my schedule, and we're working together. Or if you're interested in coaching, you want to talk about a new job or a new business opportunity or making more money or a relationship, it's very easy. You go to my coaching page, purchase a session. Upon checkout, you get the link to my schedule. And we're coaching you. So until next time, Sagittarius, keep looking up.